This Halloween, these 3 uniforms are also available.
I feel bad for seeing Morgan and Blackbolt that I can't do a dedicated video for each one, but this gonna clear out your thoughts about buying them or not. Hello gang, welcome to the channel, and today we're gonna go through with the 3 last members of the seasonal uniforms in the Halloween event we're running right now. And these characters are characters that are gonna be available now and for 1 more week if I remember right, and after they're gonna be available 1 year from now. The cost is $20 for Morgan or Sin, and combine them with the tokens you're getting through the game. These tokens are meant to give it to you like 1 or 2 days from when I'm recording, so it's probably the day that the video drops. You're gonna get 10 of them, and you need to combine with 20 that you're gonna buy from the deals. The deals are in the store, and it's only the deals that have this symbol here, this small token symbol. You can't go and buy whatever you want. You need to be careful, and you need to be careful because I have done this wrong, you know. This hot deal seems really nice, but there is no tokens here. So you need to go for the deals with the tokens. And what I actually bought is this deal here, which is really nice. Gives you tokens and gives you some extra crystals. I believe overall this is the best deal to go for because you're getting crystals for Black Friday, which is around the corner. So we're gonna go through, we did also a video about Ghost Rider in the start of the week. The previous week actually. Ghost Rider is the GOAT, it's the #1, 1,700 crystals. Go spend them there, totally worth it. After we went through Weapon Hex, we went through Abomination, which is the 2 last uniforms, and it's the worst uniforms that you could pick. In my mind at least. I already did reviews on them, and I had to do one for these 3, but Sin and Morgan are also support like Abomination and Weapon Hex, and instead of making videos for Jean Grey and Gwenpool and compare the damage with or without Sin and Morgan, I was like, you know what, let's do a video and say overall the value and what they add into your gameplay one by one, the characters. Let's start from somewhere, and Sin, it's the #1 support for every single villain in the game right now. C also provides a lead, so if you don't have your character, don't have a lead, you know, and you have a villain. As an example, Magneto has lead, so you can't use her with her support buff with Magneto, let's say, with her lead for Magneto, because Magneto also has his lead. So I would, you know, as a standalone character, and the buff that she provides is the biggest buff in the game. It's a 55% damage against all the boss types, and boss type damage is really important. But the fact that you can combine this with her artifact, it's what skyrockets her value. So you need to consider before buying this uniform that you need this artifact also, in case you want to have the maximum value for all your villains in the game. And here is, you know, the first thing that you need to consider, that she provides her buff for all villain. So half of the game it's heroes, half of the game it's villain. All the villains gonna have this buff for World Boss Legend, GBR, everything. She's the #1, no doubt. Combined with her artifact, she skyrockets her value as lead support or just support. It's the biggest numbers that you can find out there. You know, this 55 boss type damage against boss is really juicy, and she is the best to use also for Doctor Strange. If you want to play with him on ABL, she is the best to use for Speed ABX Day, female ABX Day, female villain ABX Day actually, and for the no restrictions days of Magneto or Doctor Strange or any villain actually. I have counted them down, but I just want to do an introduction first. Yeah guys, before we go through that, guys, I start talking, I never stop talks, I talk all the time. So yeah, before we go through that, guys, make sure that you have smashed the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let me know down below in the comments if you skip any of the uniforms. Generally, if you bought all the uniforms, you know, 3 out of 6, 4 out of 6. I have them all, but yes, I have to do some reviews also. My excuse to spend money, you know, it's YouTube reviews. So yeah, let me know how much deep you are into uniforms, how many of them did you bought. And also let's return on what we were saying. So Sin, it's really cool. It's really cool character to go for, but you need to consider that even if C is the best for every single day that you can use here, there are alternatives that they are really close on damage. And what I'm talking about, if we go into ABX, let's say, there is a day which is the speed villain day. Okay, it's this one too. It's female supervillain. For female supervillain, C is the best lead support. But if you have Black Cat, you're using Black Cat and you're using here as support. So here C is the best to use. But if you don't have here, you know, the alternative here, it's really strong character. It's Enchantress. It's Morgan Le Fay, as I told you before. They are close on a lot of things. There are also, you know, there's also Mystique. There's also Proxima. All these characters, if you compare the performance of the character with like Enchantress, it's not like your damage is gonna skyrocket, you know. Enchantress also provide a really solid buff, and the difference is gonna be really small. The point is, Sin is the best, but if you don't have Black Cat, you know, the value skyrockets because you're taking advantage also of your leadership. If you're missing Black Cat, then you have to combine here with someone like Enchantress or someone like Proxima or someone like Mystique, and you need to consider that there is no other support for this specific day that provides lead and support like Sin. So if you don't have Black Cat, here value skyrockets even more, but if you have Black Cat, you need to understand that you just swap, you know, the difference between Enchantress and here, it's like 300k damage max, you know. The only thing that adds a lot of value is the artifact. The artifact, you need to consider that this starts getting multiplied by the instinct of the damage character. So if you have, like, let's say Loki. Oh, she's the best for Loki too. A lot is using right now Loki for ABL and ABX, but yeah, that's something else. So this 9%, it's getting multiplied by the instinct of the tier 4 damage dealer you're using. So the better instinct your character have, the better support buff you're gonna get. And of course, if you have 5-star or 6-star, the value skyrockets even more. Other than that, the other day that you can use here, it's one more, and it's Speed Villain Day. It's far away. Oh yeah, Speed Villain Day. Here value drops even more because there is someone being lead and support Green Goblin, actually Red Goblin. So if you don't have, you know, if you don't have Black Cat, the team is again the same. Black Cat lead, Sin, and Gwenpool as the balance dealer. But if you don't have Sin or Black Cat, Green Goblin can do the job and combine him with someone like Mystique. You can drop, you know, if you don't have Blackbolt, Black Cat or Sin, you can go there and use these two characters with your Gwenpool, and the difference gonna be maximum 1 million, you know, at the very high. If you have, because Black Cat also has artifact and Sin has also artifact, and they stack, the damage you're getting, you know, it's not like the same buff or something, it's two different artifacts. So you're gonna get maximum 1 million more with your Gwenpool. My max damage with Gwenpool, it's 16.5, and without here and using Green Goblin, you know, the difference, it's like 500k. The max difference I have seen, it's 500k. Actually, mostly was 300 to 400 something. So yeah, even if Sin is one of the best supports, as I told you, combined with your artifact, you can see that she can be replaced on the most of the times, and the value of here also comes for the free-to-play that suddenly they want to spend on something. Yeah, if you want to spend on something, you Mr. Free-to-play, you need to consider that for this day that you were missing Luna and you made your Gwenpool, she is the best lead support to use here. So you can go here and put Sin, and you're gonna get the maximum out of your Gwen pool, combined with something like Suri, combined with something, of course, again, Black Cat with Sin. But yeah, you can see here that there are many supports that can be used. There is Wave, there is Wave is only for heroes actually. Yeah, it's only for heroes. So it's only Suri actually, the other support that you can use. Suri provides a buff for all group, but you need to understand that, okay, you can use Suri also, and here as leadership, yeah, Suri provides a better leadership. So this is the team for you if you were looking for a support for this day. And if you're using here, you know, Sin's value gonna multiply by the days that you're gonna play ABL. But in Morgan's case, there is a difference. Morgan Le Fay is, you know, provide a buff that it's for way less characters. You need to understand that when Sin provide the buff for all villain, Morgan Le Fay actually is only for universal type. Doesn't matter if it's hero or villain, it's all universal type. And universal type, it's way less than all the villain in the game, as you're understanding. But the point is here that she has value also for PvP, removing all debuff for all universal. So you're gonna see here all around Alliance Conquest, being with characters like Ghost Rider, being with characters like Thanos, you know, Thanos has his own lead, yeah, bad example, but you know what I mean? With a lot of universal characters that you can take advantage of your lead or someone else's lead, and here as a third support. She also revives. She has on her kit a revive that they keep that. Well, so she can die one time and after 6 minutes she can revive again, but yeah, no one is gonna revive here 2 times in a fight. And also she doesn't have a lot of value generally as a lead. There is no lead here. So it's straight up a support. But the point is that here typing being universal and female, it's way more rare than the speed female. As you can see here, female characters are so little. And even if you don't put, you know, the super villain tag here, there's not such, there are not a lot. It's like Angela, Phylavel. There is also Satana, but yes, the ABX restrictions is different. On ABX here, you have to see that there is a day universal and supervillain. So universal supervillain supports, there are not a lot. It's only Proxima actually in the game right now, free to play totally. And she provides a solid lead of ignore dodge and also her passive ability. Other than that, it's only Morgan. So if you're missing Morgan, you're missing one base support for this one day. You can use here combined with Loki or Jean. You know, Jean and Loki are the best characters to go for here. And there is no other character in the game providing any support for anyone. You can also come here and change this into something like this. But believe me, this 50% has nothing to do with the support buff you're getting from Morgan combined with the leadership of Proxima. So it's only for one day actually, Morgan, but for ABX, but still you can see the value, because if you don't use her, you don't have a good support, you don't have any other alternative. However, for the other day that she's a must-have for ABL, you have other alternatives like Satana, Angela, because here it's female universal and there is some support from female heroes. So the team here, the best team is if you're using Wanda, you want to pair her with Satana and also Morgan. This is the best team and Morgan is part of it. But if you don't have Morgan here, you can use Angela, which is pretty close, or you can use Phylavel, which gives you a buff. It's not full buff, but it's something. Where is she? Yeah, here she is. Also, you can come here and use Jean Grey instead and get help from Proxima if you don't have Morgan. But here, Morgan, you can see it's not that necessary like she is for the ABX. Overall, in my mind, you know, if you have to pick between Sin and Morgan, I would still pick Sin, even if Morgan has one day that it's must have, you know. Sin is the best way for way more things in the game right now as a support. So overall I count them and they look like that. It's like for Sin, it's 2 ABX day that you need to use here. It's not must have. The 1 ABX day for Morgan, it's must have. The ABL performance of Sin, depending on what characters are you using. If you're using Gwenpool, you're gonna need here 2 times. You can use also Loki for the no restriction day or Doctor Strange for the no restriction day. So you need Sin for these days. And also you can use Sin no at all. You can't, you know, if you can skip Sin at all if you have Luna and you're using here for no restriction and using here for the speed day also. So this is not necessary there too. Morgan from the other side, you can see for ABL, she was kind of necessary. And the last dude on the list is Blackbolt. And yes, I don't want to trust talk about this dude. I bought his uniform day one when he came 2 years ago. You need to consider, guys, that the Blackbolt and Morgan are 2 years in the game, and we're talking about how value Morgan has right now, and it's huge, you know. It's really big. If you want to be at the top of ABX and ABL, you need here still, after all these years, they didn't drop a replacement, so you need to understand that they totally respect this kind of uniforms, you know, that you're paying for. They give you time, like 1 year, to be happy having the best. But you can see, in case of Morgan, we have here 2 years being the meta for multiple days, and only after Sin came into the game, she fall behind into the stages that she could be used like it is the female villain of ABX, you know. So Blackbolt had to do the same thing with all damage dealers. 2 years, yeah, he couldn't hold himself. He fell behind a lot, and in the beginning he was the #1 character to use for ABL on the Universal Mail Day, and he was also the best for ABX. Really fast, they dropped Farmos, you know, Thanos with the farmer uniform, which is seasonal also, and they also dropped Ghost Rider 1 year after, which is really close to his damage, and also Loki, which is way better. So there is 3 alternatives for ABL, and his value was still there for his tags and for World Boss Legend. He had the energy projection tag, the fast movement tag, but these days there are way better characters on these both tags, and the fact that he is inhuman put him in a really weird category of characters that can be used on a lot of stages of World Boss Legend generally, but they can use really good on these stages. He is a really strong character, and I used to have on him a Mighty Destruction. I don't remember when I unequip it. I did a video on him, actually, compare him with Apocalypse a couple of weeks ago. If you want to see his performance with Mighty Destruction, he is proc friendly. You can use him with Rage also if you want for ABL and ABX, but he is not the best on anything in the game right now. For a new account, 100%, you know, it's a tier 3, you can get him tier 3 really fast, and he, you know, it's free to play, you can buy his bios, and it's only 1,700 crystals. And the moment you're gonna equip a Novelist with a proc, like as an example is this one here, let's say 180 proc, you can go through his rotation, cancel everything really fast and hit the 4th skill, cancel everything really fast and hit the 6th skill, and you're gonna see miracles popping out. Of course, if you wanna play perfect, you need to delay his 5th skill, but this is kind of harder to do, and most people are just fast forward through his skills. If you wanna play proc, if you wanna play raids, you need to delay on his 5th 100%. But generally, he's really strong. He is really good for new players because his tier 4 skill provides an extra pierce 5%. You don't see here the full buff, it's only 3%, but because I don't have equipped any striker, so at the best of this skill, it's 5%. And this is a really unique tier 4 skill that you can get advantage and do way more damage in World Boss Legend and GBR. So overall, he's an easy skip in my mind. if you wanna progress your account and go in the top of ABL, ABX, if you wanna, you know, get the best out of the game, you don't need him. You don't need him for anything. He is unnecessary. He is the only that can complete Dispatch's mission of Inhuman. But yes, that's something not a lot of people wanna grind, I guess. So overall, in my mind, you know, the god is Ghost Rider. After that, it's Sin. After that is Morgan. And then, you know, if you are a fan of Hulk and you're using him for ABL and ABX, I would say Abomination. And then I would say Weapon Hex, and then Blackbolt, or, you know, you can put Blackbolt up of Abomination because he's good for new players. Something like that. In my mind, the only things that you need for this seasonal, it's Ghost Rider 100%, Sin and Morgan. If you wanna sorry, but I'm kind of sick. That's why I had this on my mouth in the beginning. I was chewing something. Yeah, it was for my throat. I'm kind of sick, guys. I'm kind of sick. Leia got me down on that. So what I was saying is that Ghost Rider must have Sin right after, and then Morgan, and then it's a skip, guys. It's a skip. I hope I helped you decide what you're gonna do with this. I hope you enjoyed the video and clear what's the value of the characters actually right now in the game. Overall, Blackbolt, it's really strong. I know a lot of players playing with him. I know a lot of players enjoying him. I skipped tier 4 him because I did Thor back in the day. I'm not sure if, yeah, I guess the Thor value I have taken until now, it's way more than Blackbolt's value I could have. But yeah, others feels like he's one of the best for GBR, and he is. But who wanna have a top 5 of GBR? I mean, we have Jean, we have Doctor Strange, we have Ghost Rider, really good characters already. No one needs him, and it's sad, yeah. And also, something else, I almost forget, it's that Medusa is going to get something in the near future. So let me break this down for you. If Medusa gets a uniform, I can't see myself an update dropping Medusa without dropping Blackbolt. But you need to consider that with this uniform, Blackbolt transforms into a super villain. So in a weird situation, we have to understand here that if Medusa drops in 1 month from now and provides a super buff for Blackbolt, and Blackbolt also takes a uniform, Blackbolt is gonna get a uniform and be superhero. Blackbolt normally is superhero. There's no way they drop back-to-back supervillain. So this uniform is gonna get extra value from Medusa, and even if you buy the uniform, you're gonna keep the value that you can swap him from villain to hero, because the character is legit. The fact that he is not meta for something, it's completely random because there are no restrictions for him. But he can get huge value in the future with a really busted Medusa lead support, let's say. I almost forget that. I wanted to mention really hardly. So yeah, it's a plot twist in the end, but yeah, that's what it is. A good director, that's what he adds on his videos, you know. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed. See you into the next. Kisses in your faces.